All right. I am so excited that you guys are all here, and I'm especially excited for you guys to hear from my dear friend Yvonne. In fact, Yvonne went Sapphire last year, but I remember being at the convention in Ohio, what was it, 2 years ago, and we were holding the Sapphires. And then Yvonne was like, "Yep, I'm going to do that." And sure enough, she did. And then she spoke on stage at, am I right, convention and then at Leaders Retreat, both, right?
No, just at convention.
I swear.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
leaders retreat.
and Emerald, the Emerald Extravaganza, right?
Oh, right. Yep.
Okay, I knew you spoke twice last year. So I was truly grateful and honored that she would speak to you guys because she is so good at her working with her team. She's full of love, but she's also very bold. And that's something I pray for every day.
Absolutely. So I'm going to share. Do I have the ability to share screen? It says it's disabled.
I just made you co-host, so hopefully that gives you.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Can you all see that? Okay. So the reason that I did this training for my team, because we are so focused a lot of times on just enrolling customers because it's really sexy. And customer care isn't so sexy, right? But it's so important. And it's something that like just needs to be a part of your daily business regimen. Like you have to incorporate it because you are going to lose people if you're not taking care of people. So we want to think, okay, this isn't Amazon Prime. This is like, 10 steps above Amazon. We're giving them special care. They feel special, they feel loved and paid attention to, right? Because a lot of times people are not getting that attention. So I wrote here, rule number one, if we don't take care of the customer, somebody else will. So you gotta, you want to make sure that you're providing great customer care so that your customers stay with you month after month, year after year. All right. I'm working with two screens, so
Yes.
give me grace. Can you all see that? Okay. I have to admit somebody. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. So because there's a password, so why do you have to admit people? Does anybody know?
I don't know, but I can watch for the admitting of people.
Okay.
I know that mine doesn't ask for that, but sometimes we have random show up on our calls because of it, but that's okay.
Okay. All right, no problem. So improving retention for a sustainable business. What sets you apart from everyone else is the personal care and experience that you create with your customers. So during that first conversation with people, I am definitely peeling back the onion. I'm not going to just say, hey, I want you should just try the triplux because that's what I did and it worked for me and it works for everybody. So here you go. I'm going to do a send a cart. Can you admit two people? Can you see that? There are two people that are trying to come in. I think it's because, am I a host or a co-host? I'm so sorry.
Sorry, I was trying to help someone else get them the link. I will keep an eye on it.
Okay. So what's really important is remembering that these are people, that these are human beings, that they're not a number, because it's really easy to just get wrapped up in that number, especially when you're trying to rank up. We're just like, we just need more orders. We just need more orders. That is okay. Like that will last you like 5 seconds, right? Because it's just not sustainable. If you do not have happy customers, they are not going to stick around. When you focus on them and their needs and not what you need from them, it's going to be a beautiful thing. I promise you. It just takes a little bit more patience and a little bit more time. So you're in that conversation, you're going to want to listen more and talk less. And that's important. Maybe ask questions and have them answer and then write down what they're saying so you don't forget. but you will miss a lot of things that they will share with you if you are the one that's doing all the talking. I asked them, like, what are the top three things that you want to see, you know, for 3 months from now, like physically and mentally, what are those things? And then I might bring up, because sometimes like people are like, I just want to lose 15 pounds, right? But they're not talking about all the other things that are going on with their body. You know, I'll ask them about sugar cravings and energy and sleep and mood and bathroom habits and how their immune system is, how their hormones are. You know, you get them. It's just, it goes on. And then they're like, oh yeah, you know, I do have a lot of anxiety and I do have, you know, I get migraines all the time, right? So you don't know unless you are asking those questions, because they may not share with you. Because a lot of times, honestly, people are just focused on weight. Unfortunately, they're focused on the outside and not thinking like, I need to improve the inside. I need to heal from the inside out. They don't get it. And then of course, I always, in that first conversation, ask them about how much water they drink, because sometimes that is a struggle for people. I know when I first started Plexus, to be honest with you, I did not like water. So I had to create the habit. I had to set an alarm for myself to drink water. And that's what I do with people that say, okay, I drink about 20 ounces of water. Well, we're going to have to increase that, because it's so important for you to flush out the toxins, you know, to have energy, to feel good. I mean, all the things. It's great for your skin. But if you're not drinking that water, then those toxins are staying. They're staying there, and we don't want that. We want to get rid of them. And then, of course, I'm going to ask them about medications. I think this is really important, because there are certain things that you're not going to recommend. So if somebody is taking blood pressure medicine, I am not going to recommend Metaburn. They can take it if they want, but I'm not going to recommend it, because I don't want anything that may elevate their heart rate. And you know, you may not know this, but like if someone is on a blood thinner, they can't have vitamin K. So that's really, really important. And they should know that. Like, they should be responsible enough to know, like, okay, I'm on Coumadin, so I can't take vitamin K. And then, you know, things like fish allergies, you can't have ease. And then if you're pregnant, obviously you're not going to recommend things like hunger control, right? Or Metaburn or anything like that. And then I ask, you know, how can I help you be consistent? Because consistency is so important with taking these products. If you want to feel like what you're telling me in 3 months, you're going to have to be consistent. You're actually going to have to take your products. You're actually going to have to take them on vacation with you, right? So just like you brush your teeth, that's how you take your supplements, in the morning and at night. I usually don't have people take things during the day, because they tend to forget, right? So maybe if it's something like active or hydrate or lean, that's not like, that's whenever, right? Those are fine, but I'm not going to say, hey, take BioCleanse in the afternoon, because they're probably going to forget. And then I asked, like, do I have permission to hold you accountable? You know, if so, great. I mean, of course they're going to say yes, right? Because they want to feel better. They're coming to you because they want to feel better. And then I'm having that tough love talk with them. Like, listen, this is not Amazon Prime. Do not expect Amazon Prime. You have to go in to this with patience and be excited about it. Don't be negative. Like, don't go in like, this is probably not going to work, because you know what? It's probably not going to work, right? So your attitude has a lot to do with anything in life. And then what, you know, I'm talking to them about their lifestyle. Like, are you eating well? Are you exercising daily? Because that's a big part of it. It's not just about taking your supplements and sitting your butt on the couch and eating Wendy's all day. Like, it just won't work. All right. So you want to make them responsible. Their success is not up to you. It's up to them. They are adults. Unless you're dealing with a kid or a teenager, obviously it's different, because you know, basically have to hand feed them supplements. But when they're adults, I'm like, listen, this is on you. You know, if you don't take them, you don't take them, right? And that's it. And then, would you like to get your products covered for at least 2 months? This is the perfect time when you're on the phone with them to just kind of plant that seed. Some people will say absolutely, some people won't, right? And hold on. I'm trying to find my cursor, guys. I'm so sorry. So grabbing 3 people to do this with you, you have the ability to earn $300 in cash just by using your referral link. And that's going to offset the cost of your products. I would never want finances to get in the way of your health goals. Is this something that you're open to learning more about? And just kind of put it in their court, right? Because if you don't tell them, they don't know. They don't know. They might see that referral link and not even know what it is. But just give them that option. Maybe they'll do it, a year from now or when they start feeling results. But it's important to bring that up to them and to let them know that this is an option for them. Guys, unmute yourself at any time because I can't see if you have any questions because I can't see everybody. All right, we're all good? Am I talking too fast? No, okay. All right. Okay, follow up. Fortune is in the follow-up. So when I sign up a VIP, I'm going to send them a written thank you note because that's special. And then I might actually send a sample with a thank you note. So it might be, if they ordered, say, the triplex, I might put in active or hydrate. Collagen is a great sample as well. We used to have Ease and the body cream and the kids vitamins. Those were great. So hopefully I put something on our Jewel page praying that they come back because they're great samples. And they're great for people to try, especially if it's not in their order, to try different products. We want them to try as many products as possible, especially with our perks program. So once it's been like 2 or 3 days, I'm going to track their order and I'm going to say, hey, your order is coming in on Tuesday. Aren't you so excited? I'm so excited for you. So build that excitement. And then ensure that their subscription is on. I'm going to explain to them, probably in that first conversation, why their subscription is, because some people will be like, I don't want a subscription, blah, blah, blah. I've been burned in the past. Explain to them the benefits of having a subscription. So that would be number one, you're not gonna run out of products, which is great. And that means that you're going to reach your health goals quicker when you don't run out of product. And then we also have the perks program that will reward them for staying loyal, right? So those 2 important things. And then also I mentioned that you're in control of your subscription. I'm not in control of your subscription. I have team members that control everybody's subscription. To me, I don't want that responsibility. I give everybody their own responsibility because they are adults. I say you need to put it in the date that it's going to go out. I need you to put it in your calendar on repeat the day before it goes out, because these subs go out at like 2 in the morning and then it's too late, right? You can't catch it. So make sure that they know that they're responsible for it. So I'm going to walk them through how to get into their account and how to modify their subscription. We're going to, I send the Welcome to Plexus flip book. I'm sure, have you seen it, Noelle? The Welcome to Plexus flip book. I love it. I think it's great. Great introduction to Plexus. And then I created a video that I send and some of my team sends, because they haven't created their own, about expectations. Because even though I'm talking about all those expectations, it's just another reiteration of the same thing, just reminding them. So I'm drilling all those things into their head. I'm talking about the expectations. I'm talking about the water. I'm talking about, at the end, I even mentioned the referral link. And then we invite them into the community, because we know people just taking products by themselves that are not involved in our community, they're out on an island by themselves. They're not feeling the love. They're not seeing testimonies from other people, so that's helpful, especially in the beginning when they're not feeling anything themselves. They might be going through detox and it might feel awful, right? But if they're in and they're seeing and hearing testimonies of people that have been on the product 6 months, a year, 3 years, and they're having so much success, they're more likely to stick with it than not seeing any of that and just taking products. They'll be like, forget it. The stuff isn't working. You know what I mean? So I think that's really, really important. And then if you have any in-person events, Like I love to bring a friend to a Plexus event, somebody that's not doing the business, because then they see the vision. And that has worked really, really well for me. But if you have any local events, we have a social every month, and we invite anybody. You don't have to be using Plexus products. We just invite them because our community is so warm and welcoming and supportive, and people need that. You have to remember, we don't just have products. We have an opportunity, we have a community that is, people don't, I didn't have it before I started, 5.5 years ago. So I'm just so grateful for it. And I want other people to have that as well. And then, of course, I'm going to set up a follow-up schedule with my new customers, because we have to be tracking like how they're doing and making sure that we're coaching them and supporting them, and troubleshooting maybe with things that are happening with their body especially through detox, right? We know that triplex could be a doozy for some people. So we have to make sure that we're on top of that. And you have to figure out what works for you. I know that there's a lot of systems out there. For me, sometimes they overwhelm me. So I'm like a paper and pen type of girl. I am so old school, but that works for me. Some people need like elaborate Excel spreadsheets. That's not me. That will never be me, right? So you have to figure out what works best for you, so you could keep everything in line and everything organized, so that people don't slip through the cracks, especially as your business grows. Like it's overwhelming because there's so many people, and when you first start, everybody that's coming into your back office, and then all of a sudden one day you're like, whoa, what's going on here? And then, of course, don't make it about Plexus always. Make sure that you remember that these are humans, and that you want to have a relationship with them. This is not a transactional business. It is relational, especially because this is not just a piece of jewelry, guys. These are products that can really change people's lives. So you have to remember that. And then never make it about what's in it for you. We talked about that, like, oh, I need this, I need to get to this rank. So I'm so desperate, like in that place of scarcity, that you're just, begging people. Like, you don't ever have to be there. Just know that, like, a lot of times it's timing for people. And if you don't want people just signing up because they're doing you a favor and then they never order again, like, what is the point of that? There is no point. Or if it's for, some incentive, you want the Apple Watch, right? And then they don't order ever again. That's not the kind of business that it's going to create sustainability. All right, so things that I remind my VIPs about, because again, I want them to be responsible and in the know of all the things. I don't want them to be in the dark. I remind them again. I even have like a project broadcast drip that I do, but my level ones, I am in constant contact with them. I'm going to remind them of their account information. So what their VIP number is, what their referral link is, how to get into their subscription, how to manage it, how to change the date. I'm going to remind them of the perks, right? Again and again, because they may go in and, go under 100 PV, and then they've lost their perks. So I don't want that. So I make sure that I reiterate how you can keep your perks and how you can lose your perks. And then get them excited about free products, right? I always say, what's better than Plexus is free Plexus. I love that. And it's true, right? I love free Plexus. I talked to them about the Plexus Go app. Not everybody's gonna, download it, but if they're tech savvy, they usually like it. Or if they're talking about doing the business, they definitely want to download the Plexus Go app. And then the Plexus Pivotal, y'all, this is a great opportunity to get people that don't know how to have a healthy lifestyle. They don't know exercising. They don't know healthy food. They don't know, what will help with what. So make sure that they know about this Plexus Pivotal, because it's going to help them. It's just going to be another resource for them, another avenue of support where it's not just you doing it. How to take their products. So I'm going to send them the schedule. And what I normally do is I tell them, hey, don't just keep it on your phone. If you have access to a printer, print it out, because it's going to be easier for you to follow. Maybe just put it in your office or on your refrigerator. so that you're following along every day, especially with that triplex in the first month or so. It can get really confusing for people. And then again, be excited, be patient, be consistent. Remind them of that. Remind them of that. All right. Are we all good? Am I talking too fast? I feel like I am. No? Okay. All right. Trying to, does anybody know how I can get rid of? I don't know. Hold on. My husband tried to make me really like tech savvy and, you know. Can you guys see that, or is that too small? Because I have more control with this. Can you see that? Good. Okay. So the consistency timeline. Okay, so in month one, that is going to be the time that you are constantly, not annoyingly, but just making sure that you are in touch with your customers as much as possible. Over here, I have each week after they receive their order, write their name on a calendar. So if that works for you, writing them their name on a calendar, like this is Leslie's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, right? That might help. And we have this checklist that actually came from Brittany Howard and Christina Williams. It's this checklist that has like all of the messages. So if you're a person that needs the messages, I can share that with you, Noelle. I don't know if you've seen that before, but it's like day 1, this is the message that you send out. You've seen it?
No, I haven't. I would love that.
Okay, so remind me of that, because you can make it your own. I don't know, if you have a virtual assistant, they could probably tweak it. And then I'm always checking check your calendar daily to see who you have to follow up with. Again, make sure that you're not having anybody fall through the cracks. And then week 3, we're ensuring that their sub is it's set up, right? Because we know it's going to be running the next week. And make sure they're taking their products, remind them of the perks program again, see how many times I'm talking about that perks program? It's a lot. Ask them if they're seeing any wins, keep it positive, troubleshoot with them. So I'm going to say, hey, how, what small wins are you feeling so far? Are you feeling more energy? Are you sleeping better? Instead of going in with, how are you doing? Right? Because you're probably going to get all the negative stuff that they're feeling first. So let's try to start off with the positive. And then month 2, I'm going to be checking in twice with them, depending on what's going on with them. If they're really struggling through detox, then I may follow up with them more than twice in the month. It just really depends on the person. But if they're doing good, I'm going to be like, okay, that's fine. So every 2 weeks. And then they have more freedom to explore products and get into the community a little bit more. They should be on a good product routine, you hope, right? And then ask them if they want to follow a phone call or a follow-up, with you in person, because that really helps. When people are in person with you, they're going to feel, Noelle, there's somebody that needs to get in, Cassidy. So when you're with people in person or on Zoom, they're going to see you, they're going to feel your passion and excitement rather than text, because a lot gets lost in translation with text. I don't know if you guys agree, but like, I would rather be in front of somebody if I can. And then of course, with that follow-up, you can remind them of all the things again. Hey, you have that referral link this month, you can earn $305, and then if you enroll 6 people, like, can you think of 6 friends that in your life that need better health, right? You may say, hey, would you mind doing a shout out post for me with you and your products, or you and your pink drink, and tag me and blah, blah, blah. And then at that point, like if they have people that comment on their post, you could reach out to them, like, hey, like we have all these people interested, do you want me to, I can show you how we could put them under you and you can start earning. If they're like, no, I don't want to do that, they go with you. I usually send them, if there are people that do sign up, I usually send them a Venmo of like $25, or I might say, hey, I'll send you a free product, and I'll give them 3 to pick from. right? I'm not going to send them the collagen because the collagen's too expensive for, not too expensive, but like to send as a free gift. So it might be something like the X Factor Plus or a bag of active. Okay, so then we go to month 3, and then still twice a month, we're going to remind them about their consistency. Again, we're inviting them to community events because there might be something different, or maybe they weren't able to attend some events from the previous month, right? So just remind them again. And we plug into, like every Monday night, we have a team call. Every Thursday, we plug people into either a messenger event or a Zoom event that's focused on health. And then Sunday night, I'm sure you guys are all part of the Opportunity Zoom. So that is like our system. So if they're feeling great, you might want to say, hey, do you have 15 minutes on Sunday night to hear about the Plexus Opportunity? Because y'all, like third-party validation is so powerful. So don't forget that, because they could listen to you and listen to you, listen to you and never say yes, but they listen to somebody else. And then they're like, okay, that sounds really different. It's just like my team. When I say something and then somebody, I'm like, I just said that. It's the same thing. It's kind of like a mother-daughter situation too. I feel like it's the same thing. And then month 4, I'm going to reach out to them again monthly. But don't forget to put them on your schedule. We don't want you just to forget about them at month 4. Check in with them. Talk to them about specials. Talk to them about maybe trying new products. And I have here a great reach out. Jen, how are you feeling? What are you loving so far? Remember, consistency is key to reaching your goals and maintaining them. Also, just a heads up, I won't be checking in on you as much this week because I feel like you're in a good routine. If you need anything before I reach it back out, please don't hesitate to let me know. So it's a really sincere message. And I think they'll feel good about that, right? All right, so that's what I have for customer care. I also have some extra stuff from Genevieve, and I don't know if you want me to kind of go over that, Noelle?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay,
We
I
love Genevieve.
all right, good. I have 2 slides to share with you. So if y'all don't know Genevieve, like she's amazing, and she is trainer extraordinaire, sometimes a little scary, but she just like tells you how it is, and that's it. There's no fluffiness, there's no foo-foo. It is what it is with her. And I was just on a Diamond Sprint call with her, and she says, listen, y'all, if you want to move the needle, if you want to move your business, you need to be talking to 3 people per day about the business and default on the products. One of the biggest mistakes that I made early on in my career with Plexus is that I was so scared to talk about the business. I just talked about the products. So I had a lot of product takers, but it wasn't moving my business forward. The minute I switched to talking about the business, it got easier and easier to have that conversation. And now it's like my favorite thing to talk about the business opportunity, because the business opportunity is just as good as the products, and so is the community. I have people on my team, they're like, I don't need more money, but I love this community and I want to be a part of it. I mean, I don't understand not needing more money. Like, we should all need more money, right? There's always bills and all the things, and plus, if you have too much, then you could donate, right? But I have 2 people on my team that are just there because they love the community and they want to be a part of it, and they don't have that in their life. She said, focus on making connections with people rather than trying to sell to them. Facts don't sell, emotions sell. And that's why peeling back the onion and finding out what their pain points are is really, really important, because that's what you can focus on when somebody says, my job, it's so, I hate going in on Monday. It's so miserable. My boss is terrible. I never get, I'm not appreciated. I don't get rewarded. Like, that's a big pain point. Really big pain point. So that might be a time where you talk about, listen, there's this business opportunity and you're always going to be appreciated, and you're not going to have to go into work on Monday miserable. So it's just remember to listen. And then, okay, so She said, have your elevator speech. She said, don't say like, I sell health and wellness supplements, because people are gonna be like, oh God, she's selling something, right? I help people feel and look better. Well, I want to feel and look better, right? And then that creates curiosity, and then that opens the door to ask more questions. I love that. I help, how simple is that? I help people feel and look better. And then offer value, don't talk to them from a place of desperation and scarcity. I've talked to you about that, because, you know, when you come from a place that you have what they need, you have to remember that. They need these products, they need this community, they need this opportunity. So I have turned people down because I have listened to them, because in the beginning I was signing up, I'm like, whoever, like I'll sign you up, anybody. I have turned people down because I listened to them. And I know just by listening to them, they are not in the right mindset. They want the quick fix. They're very negative from the beginning. This is probably not going to work, Yvonne. I just know it's not going to work. Well, then it's not. It's not, you know, and maybe this is not the right time for you. And it's like, and then they're like, I took it away from them. I took it away from them. I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm going to sign you up. I'm going to sign you up right now. No, I heard you. I heard you. You're not ready. So, you know, that's something that takes practice, but you have to remember, because I've had so many people that I signed up because I was desperate and they fell off the next month. And I don't want that. I don't want that business. And she says, I love this. You build confidence by doing the things you are avoiding every day. Take action because you will thrive in activity and not busyness. All right. So now we're going to take it to the next level. Okay. She is like, if your goal is to be a star diamond, right, and not just get to the next level, because it's going to change your life, you need to fill your funnel with quality people, not just a bunch of bodies, quality people. Have conversations with people that are better than you, that scare you. You want leaders, action takers, and people that are hungry for more out of life. So think about those people in your life. We all have them. And you might think they would never do this. Well, you don't know. And they may not in the beginning, but plant the seed, because successful people like success, and they like money, and they like to be busy. So even if it's not like they're successful in their business, but they're successful at leading the PTA, you want to talk to that person, you know, and of course, they need to be good people, right? Because we only want good people in Plexus. Those are the only people that are allowed. We don't want mean people in Plexus. They can stay over there in that other company. All right. So if it doesn't align with your star diamond goal, stop doing it. Stop scrolling, stop binge watching, stop making excuses, stop avoiding, stop saying yes to everything, and stop not delegating in your life. Has anyone been guilty of this? Yeah, me, definitely. Never ever wait for your team to show up and make things happen. So I hear a lot, my team's not showing up. Well, that's okay. You have to keep going. You have to keep going and keep looking for those people that want this as much as you do. She says, know the way, show the way, and go the way. So if your team's not showing up, they're not doing the things, you do it. You be your own rock star. You don't need them until they're ready. Negative Nelly has to go because she's costing you more than you think. I've been here many, many times, y'all. This is a hard lesson. Disregard the points she is bringing to your organization. You should not ever have to push, drag, pull, convince anyone. If they are aligned with where you are going, then that's where your energy needs to be. The ones that are here for it right now. That's what I have, and I think, yep, I stopped sharing. So
That
guys,
was so good.
comments, anything?
So good. Does anyone have questions for Yvonne? We're really lucky to have her. I would definitely ask something. Maggie, I love your hair, by the way. That is so good. I miss the Diamond Sprint calls. I need to know when they are again, when they open it back up.
Back up in July, right after convention.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so good.
they're serious meetings. They don't mess around, but Genevieve will, I mean, she wants us all to be successful, and that's why she's, she's hard on us, right? Because you say you want it, then show up like you want it, right? We get in that point where we're making excuses, and I catch myself making excuses all the time, like, stop it. Like, I talk to myself, I'm like, stop it.
I
Like,
do the same thing. I love
right? Yeah,
Yvonne,
yeah.
would you share really quickly, maybe, because I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I loved at Leaders Retreat, and not everyone here was at it, where you talked about what you tell your team when they say things to you.
Oh, yeah. So, when I first started this journey, I had a fixed mindset. It was just how I grew up, and I grew up in northern Jersey. People are just not nice and negative, and I didn't know any better. I didn't have any mentors, and I always thought like self-help books were weird and not for me. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm fine. And then I realized, wow, I have a fixed mindset, because I looked at the comparison of fixed versus the growth mindset. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so negative. So I'm like, how do I get out of that? And I just kind of, listen to things and read things and all the things. But part of developing your team is most people are going to come in with that fixed mindset. And I have to, like, as a leader, I recognize what they're saying. Like, I listen to every word. And when I hear something, I'm like, whoa, let's rephrase that, please. Because now I am trying to rewire their brain, right? So they don't understand. They want to just go to the negative right away. And they don't realize that, first of all, everything is figure outable. Like, everything is figure outable. And there's always, like, we should focus on what's going good in our business instead of just focusing on what's going bad, because what happens with that is that the bad accelerates. Like, we get more of the bad, we want more of the good, so let's focus on the good. There's always going to be bad in anything, right? So let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the good, and welcome more of the good into our business. So yeah, I tell them all the time, rephrase that, please. So now what's funny is, in like our group chat, I don't even have to say it anymore. So if someone says something, someone else jumps in on my behalf, and I'm like, you guys don't need me, you're good, right? So yeah, that's been a great part of it. Just learning that, and then just making sure that I have everybody understand, like, your business is not reliant on me, it is reliant on you. This is your business. My business is my business, your business is your business. If you want what you say you want, then you've got to show up and do the things. Like, I handhold for a little while, then I'm like, okay, you are ready. You are ready. We're taking the training wheels off. I'm always here for you. But if you come to me with a question, I'm going to ask you first, did you try to find it? Did you try to find the answer first? Because I want a team of leaders and not followers. I want leaders leading leaders. If they keep coming to me and I make it so easy for them, here you go, here's the answer, here's the answer. And at first, when they first come on my team, they think I'm mean. And then they realize that it's for their best interest, which is really funny. I love that transition when they're like, oh, okay, I get what you're doing. But just remember that, because having leaders is really what, like, we want legs. We want to be wide. We want to be deep with our legs. And that is how you're going to create it, with people that can show up and do the work and think for themselves and find the answers for themselves and teach other people to do the same.
I love that. I used to do that wrong, and then one day I even thought of that, and that, why would you give them the fish if you can teach them to fish? I used
Yeah.
to give everyone the fish. Now I teach them to fish. So much better to raise leaders.
And it's exhausting, Noelle. Like, you can't, when your team gets that big, you just can't. You have to set boundaries too. Like I shut my phone off, shut it off. Because if not, like I will be getting messages at midnight. On the last day of the month, I'm totally okay with it. Especially, a big rank that month. But Plexus is a really big part of my life, but it's not my whole life. So
I think that's very important for people to realize too, because you want your families to love Plexus, not
yeah,
be mad at Plexus.
right, exactly. And then there's a fine line because okay, there are sacrifices that you have to make, right? Like,
Mm.
maybe you don't have to go out to eat tonight because there's a really important meeting, but then there's things that you have to do. And then but there's certain times that I feel like, okay, did you really have to go to do that? Like you could have been on this meeting, you could have been gotten so much out of it, but we can't make anybody do anything.
Yeah.
So
I always hear that people say, "Oh, well, I have to give my kid a bath." I'm like, I've had my kid in a bath while I'm on the team call.
absolutely. Can't you multitask? Yeah, absolutely. So, but it really comes down to the person and what they're willing to commit and make some sacrifices for their future, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. And sometimes you have to remind them, like, remember when you said,
I like that. Remember when you said you wanted this? I
Mhm.
love your boldness, and I love how you tell them to rephrase that because we get more of what we focus on. So if we
Yeah,
focus on the good, we will get more good, and if we focus on the bad, we'll get more bad.
absolutely. Plexus or not plexus, it's the same thing. And
Mhm.
they actually made a sweatshirt for me that says rephrase that, please.
I love that. Love, love, love that. Does anyone else have any questions for her?
I'm not book nerd, so is there any sort of like book that you recommend or a podcast or anything just to kind of get in that mindset? I know that Noelle probably already knows the answer, but I would love to ask you.
To get in the mindset, oh gosh, there's so many.
Well, more so to be like the leader of leaders. Like, what would you recommend to like be reading or like filling the brain of the leaders that you have that you want to build up?
What's the 5 Levels of Leadership by John Maxwell? I love books like um, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Like those are the kind of the books that I started with, just to like, and that makes it really like personable with people, and knowing that it's relational and not this is not transactional. That really helped with that, and just being a good listener, and putting people first. I really like. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Like that was one of my
Okay.
really good books. And I like, so the first 2 books that I read were You Are a Badass, and there's a You Are a Badass about making money, and I didn't really like that one as much. But that book set me on fire. I was like, what? I can build an empire. I can do whatever I want to do. And then the other one was Girl Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis. This was 5.5 years ago, and there's tons and tons of books, but I think John Maxwell is amazing. And then as far as like, I like Energy Bus, and Energy Bus is, I can't remember, I think, I can't
I
remember.
can Google it. It's okay. I'm
And
really
then
good with Google.
Take the Stairs was really good.
Okay. Those are good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, but anything like I do Audible more than I read because I don't like to sit a lot because I'm in Zooms, so I don't want to like read and sit. So I do a lot of Audible. So if I'm walking, running, at the grocery store, in the shower, I have a speaker over my shower. So there's always something coming out of it, whether it be a training that I wasn't on for live, or some type of Audible book. But so things like regular music, I don't really, I don't listen to really anymore, unless it's just playing in the kitchen, just because I just want to get better every day, because we're all work in progress. I will never know everything. And I want to be that example for my team. The next book that we're reading is 10X. So have you read that? Has anybody read that, 10X? My husband has it upstairs, but it was recommended by a bunch of leaders. So we're digging in. we're digging into that next. So yeah, but yeah, let me know. Like Margaret, I have so many recommendations if you are specific about what it is that you need help with.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Yvonne. We really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you guys for all being on. I'm not used to seeing so many like just names with no faces, but that's
I hope
okay.
everybody's going to convention. I
Is
hope.
everyone going to convention? Yes, yes. Well, I can't wait to see you there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm excited. I love Vegas. That was my first convention. I was a senior gold.
It's
too fun.
actually, yeah, it's fun. Vegas is the best place to have convention for sure.
Yeah. And don't plan on sleeping much if you haven't ever gone yet. Go rested.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Yvonne, I appreciate that. I certainly want to do a video now on expectations. So thank you for that idea.
Yeah, so
Appreciate
I'll send you mine. There were two things that I need to send you. I'm gonna do it now before I forget.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a wonderful night. Great week.
Bye, thank you.
Send your 3 business messages a day. Okay.